The dark side of Gucci. Gucci, a name synonymous with high fashion, high income, sex, and murder. That's right, behind all the charisma, charm, and fortune, Gucci has a dark past. This is their story. Gucci was founded in 1921 by Guccio Gucci in Florence, Tuscany. At first, it was a single shop that sold leather goods, handbags, wallets, and other accessories. It was much later when the Gucci empire was expanded into what it is now. Guccio Gucci had 6 children with his wife Aida Gucci. Together, they had 6 children, and 1 adopted child who was from Aida Gucci's previous relationship. After the death of Guccio Gucci, his company was divided amongst his sons, Aldo, Vasco, and Rodolfo. His daughter Grimalda was, however, left empty-handed, because in Italian culture it is believed that the male line was all that important and dominant. It was her father's view that women shouldn't hold any part of the company, and that it should be owned by her brothers. And after you hear the shenanigans the boys got up to, you might be able to see how a woman's touch certainly couldn't have hurt anything. She later made legal claims for her right in the business, but was rejected by Italian courts and her brothers. The special favors. Many believed that Guccio was, well, let's say liberal with his employees. It was very normal and habitual for the men in the Gucci family to be conducting extramarital affairs. Guccio would occasionally request favors from 1 or 2 shop assistants, and this habit was adopted by his son Aldo, who, while being married to Alwyn Price, had an affair and child out of wedlock with Bruna Palombo. Infidelity was one of the many things that destroyed the Gucci family. It was after Rodolfo's death that the major family drama began. The change of tide. Maurizio, Rodolfo's only son, became the heir and held at least 50% of the company's shares. However, Maurizio was not a shrewd businessman or marketing whiz like his father or uncle. In fact, he was downright awful for Gucci, and in 1988, with the company floundering under his leadership, Maurizio sold a controlling stake in the brand to Barani, holding company Investcorp. Not very Gucci, as the kids might say. With Aldo's children kicked out alongside their father, Maurizio's subsequent liquidation of his shares in 1993 meant that the Gucci family was completely divested from the company that bore its name. Gucci received considerable adverse publicity in recent years because of the protracted family feud. The disputes included suits filed by Paolo Gucci against his father Aldo Gucci and other relatives and the company. Countersuits were filed by the defendants, in part to prevent Paolo, a designer, from issuing a competitive leather line with the Gucci name. Paolo Gucci's suits were dismissed in 1980. The tax fraud. In 1982, Paolo Gucci attended a corporate board meeting carrying a tape recorder to record the proceedings. His father, Aldo Gucci, was the meeting's chairman, and Aldo's other sons were also there. Paolo ended up being hit over the eye with the recorder. Don't know how he didn't see that one coming. Tax fraud admitted. In January 1986, Aldo Gucci, who a short time before had resigned as the company's chairman, admitted defrauding the United States government on income taxes, or more than $11 million that had been diverted from the American retail subsidiary. In August 1986, Aldo Gucci, then 81, was sentenced to serve a year in prison for failing to pay almost $7 million in income taxes. He asserted that Paolo had caused the tax investigation by disclosing information in the bitter family battle. The greed for money made his own son rat out his father, which led him behind bars. In 1985, an Italian court sequestered 50% of the Gucci shares held by Maurizio Gucci, who succeeded his uncle Aldo as chairman. The court took that action when Aldo and 2 of his sons, Roberto and Giorgio, sued Maurizio, charging that he had arranged to have the signature of his father Rodolfo, also a son of the founder, forged to gain control of the company. Maurizio denied this, but has been unable to claim his shares. Despite his high-profile connections, Aldo was not exempt from criminal charges. In September 1986, the 82-year-old was sentenced to a year in prison. Gucci was required to pay back the money it owed in tax. Aldo was also fined $15,000. He served 4 months in a resort-like minimum security jail. His sentence was then suspended. Many believed he got off lightly. But then again, some people don't know how brutal these minimum security jail tennis matches can be. Just ask Jordan Belfort. Authorities were alerted to Aldo's fraud by a member of his own family. Paolo Gucci had a troubled relationship with his father Aldo. The elder Gucci had been harsh to his son during childhood. One time, Aldo even gave away Paolo's pet dog to punish him for misbehaving. As an adult, Paolo believed Aldo and his brothers were blocking his growth in the company. By 1987, Paolo had begun no less than 10 separate legal battles with his own family. During one trial, Paolo fought his family for the right to start a new company in his own name. In a ploy to embarrass Aldo, Paolo made a number of company documents public. Within these were letters between Aldo and an employee. The point of discussion? Tax fraud. Sentenced to prison, Aldo forgave his son. To his nephew Maurizio, who was engaging in a hostile takeover of the company, he was less generous. Some people have done their duty, Aldo said. Others have the satisfaction of revenge. God will be their judge. A bitter Paolo ultimately died unfulfilled. Suffering from chronic hepatitis and bankrupt, he passed away at age 64 in 1995. It was later revealed that he was involved in counterfeiting Gucci products. But the Gucci story is not all doom and gloom. For every fight, there is a loving closeness. For every black sheep, a hero. The murder. The story of Gucci was inked already with dark spots, but it turned red with blood when a lady named Patrizia Reggiani entered the Gucci family. Born Patrizia Martinelli, the future Lady Gucci as she would be dubbed during her heyday, Patrizia found an opportunity to join the elite circles of Milan after she met Maurizio at a party in 1970, where he was allegedly impressed with her resemblance to Elizabeth Taylor. Maurizio and Patrizia got married in 1972 after 2 years of courtship, but the union caused a rift in the family. Maurizio's father, Rodolfo, did not approve of Reggiani's social background and believed that she was a social climber and opted not to attend the couple's wedding. Rodolfo later reconciled with both his son and daughter-in-law after the birth of their first daughter, Alessandra, in 1976. Patrizia had an outsized influence on Maurizio in all things, including his dealings with Gucci. According to Benti Wegner, Maurizio may have craved Patrizia's guidance because he grew up as an only child whose mother died when he was very young. On all accounts, Patrizia was well aware that Maurizio's personality was more timid than hers. The couple's marital problems began in 1983 after Maurizio received a major Tory stake in the company following the death of his father and attempted to take over the company by launching a legal war to oust his uncles. Amid the strife with the family business, Maurizio suddenly severed his relationship with Patrizia. In 1985, after the family had relocated to Milan, Maurizio went on a business trip to Florence, then sent a friend to tell Patrizia that he would not be returning and that their marriage was over. Maurizio began living with Paola Franchi, a childhood friend, in 1991, inciting Patrizia's jealousy. In 1994, the couple officially divorced, with Patrizia receiving a €2.5 million divorce settlement and a yearly alimony payment of €650,000, which she memorably compared to a mere bowl of lentils. She lost her legal right to use the surname Gucci in the divorce. On the morning of March 27, 1995, Maurizio was shot multiple times outside his office in Milan. He died on the steps of the building in the arms of Giuseppe Onorato, the doorman and only witness to the shooting, who himself was also shot. Patrizia was not arrested until 1997, 2 years after the murder, after the police detectives received an anonymous tip. It was later discovered that on the day of Maurizio's murder, Patrizia wrote one word in her diary: would have been perfectly legal in the Netherlands, where Gucci was listed. In 2002, Frida Giannini, the previous handbag designer for Fendi, joined the label's accessories department, contributing bold reinventions of house signatures as part of Ford's food division, traded ice cream and fish sticks for handbags and stilettos. As the new CEO of Gucci Group, Mark Lee, CEO of Yves Saint Laurent, was named Gucci CEO, passing through family feuds, takeover attempts, a near bankruptcy, a public listing, storybook turnarounds, and even a murder. Today, Gucci is still striving to redefine luxury for the 21st century. Colourful, romantic, poetic, and magical, Gucci's unique vision has been met with immense critical acclaim while also creating an authentic emotional bond with the younger customers. Now more than ever, charisma, innovation, and a commitment to progress, Gucci has taken a radically modern approach to fashion.